Hey, Uncle Redneck here. Give you an update. I just climbed up High Rock, and you want to talk about a ball buster. I'm alive. I made it back to the truck. Looks like 6.2 today. Hey, Uncle Redneck here, coming at you with another video. Foremost, I just wanted to say I hope everybody's being safe with this virus outbreak and keeping track on your family, your loved ones, and your friends that are not with you and out of state and whatnot. And I want to say thank you to all the cashiers, medical staff, nurses, doctors, and truck drivers for all your help on being on the front lines of this new battle that we are facing right now. So I just want to say I hope everybody's safe, well, and taking it easy and doing the best that we can. All right, now on to the program. As you've seen in my latest video, I had stated I was going to a truck driving school. Well, I did that, and I passed, and I got my CDLs. I got my driving test and my paperwork all done with the DMV day before the DMV shut down. There was a lot of people that had tests scheduled and all that unfortunately didn't get the test out. But thank the good Lord that I was able to get my driving test in, passed it, got all the paperwork done. As a matter of fact, I just got my hard copy in the mail the other day. All right, so let's talk about the training school. CDS Tractor Trailer Training Center, Lord Fairfax Community College in Middletown, Virginia. That is where Lord Fairfax Community College is. If you want to look them up, go to Lord Fairfax Community College website. You'll look for a Workforce Solutions. Then type in Tractor Trailer CDL training. When I just got out of there, they were just starting up the Class B. So now they do Class A, and now they're starting up a Class B program. So your first 2 weeks, it's a 4-week class. They say 4 to 6 weeks so that you have 2 extra weeks to accomplish everything. But it only took me 4 weeks. Your first 2 weeks, you're going to be in the classroom over at Lord Fairfax Community College. You'll go over courses, chapters, safe driving. They'll teach you how to shift gears, how to handle and maneuver an 18-wheeler, the FMCSA rules and regulations, what they call the Green Book or the Trucker's Bible that has all of the wonderful FMCSA rules and regulations that you basically need to be an engineer to understand how the wording is. But you get a test on that. What else? How to drive in weather. They'll go over different types of vehicles. They'll go over truck stops. Pretty much everything to do with trucking. They go over with it in class. You'll read out of the chapter. The instructor will read off the board. You'll watch videos. It's pretty interesting. The classroom is a standard college dorm classroom. But I will say with that is bring a cushion because the seats are hard as bricks. I actually brought in one of my camping blow-up seat cushions during the day. because out of those 2 weeks, you're only at the range 1 day. Now then, after you do those first 2 weeks at the classroom, then your last 2 weeks, or relatively your last 2 weeks, you're at the driving range. Now, the driving range is over in Front Royal, Virginia. It's a old parking lot to the old Aztecs building that used to be there years back. So it's pavement, gravel, dirt lot, basically. And is what they do is they teach you how to shift a 10-speed manual transmission. They'll go over straight line backing, offset backing, and parallel parking. And yes, you will have to parallel park a 18-wheeler, because that is part of your driving test. The equipment there are single drive axle Freightliners. The equipment in the yard it's seen its better days. Of course, you have people that haven't even never driven a stick shift learning how to drive an 18-wheeler. So they go through some rough times. The trailers are either 45 or 48-foot box trailers. Now they have different locations throughout the state. Where I was, all of our trailers were box trailers. The way the day consists of is it's an 8-hour day. You have 4 blocks. You either be on the road, doing maneuvers, pre-trip, and then they'll fill in on one of the other spots, like the last spot of the day. They will teach you how to drive a 10-speed with a high and low range. They do not believe in automatics, because if you test out in an automatic, you get an automatic restriction on your CDL. And that I agree with, because why would you want a restriction on your CDL, limiting yourself to automatics? And the reason that they do that is, yes, you can go to a company that has an automatic, but let's say you break down out on the road, they bring you an older tractor while yours is getting repaired or whatnot. Guess what? It's 10-speed. You got to know how to shift 10-speed. So they will actually take somebody who has never driven. Now, I've driven manuals before, so it was no problem with me. But they will take somebody that has never been or even seen a manual vehicle, show them how to run a 10-speed, double clutching, upshifting, downshifting, whole 9 yards. Take them from running an automatic in their personal vehicle to being able to run a 10-speed 18-wheeler or dump truck or straight truck. You will get to know the pre-trip on those trucks. They preach and drill in the pre-trip into your mind, because the way that the driving test is broken up into 3 sections. Your first section is your pre-trip. That's where you show the instructor that you can do a safety check of the vehicle and show that it's safe to drive. That generally that is 1 hour to do your outside inspection and your in-cab inspection and everything else. And they will show you how to do all that, give you booklets, pamphlets, everything to do a pre-trip. Then your second part, once you pass your second part, then you go into your maneuvers. Your maneuvers are straight backing, where you back the vehicle straight up, and then you have an offset. That is where you pull up, cock the vehicle around, and back into another spot right beside the spot that you just pulled out of. And then, of course, everybody knows about parallel parking, because you will have to parallel park an 18-wheeler. That is part of the Virginia driving test. Now then, once you pass all the maneuvers, then you go into driving test. Now the driving test is pretty much 30 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on the traffic in the area. They have a certain route that they go on, and then you come through. The lady will tell you that you passed, and you go down the DMV and pay your I forget how much mine was, but they had to renew mine, so mine will could be different, depending on where you are on your renewal on your license. The instructors were great. I would say that's part of the best part of the whole experience was the instructors. Now the instructors, they will not look at hiring an instructor unless he has 3 to 5 years of experience of over-the-road driving, verifiable over-the-road driving experience. Unlike a lot of courses that I've looked into, where some of them have hired students out of their school to be instructors at that school. So yeah, no. They require an instructor to have 3 to 5 years of verifiable experience of over the road. The instructors, they'll go from being strict, straight on, watch your line, sir, watch your speed, sir, stuff, being strict, to being laid back. They'll let you get comfortable with it. So you'll have a whole range of experiences with different instructors. They'll tell you lots of good information. They'll tell you some of the horror stories that they've seen. The instructors were great, especially Molly. Molly, she's probably maybe not even 5'10", or 5 foot actually, but she's got a lot of spunk in her, and she was a good instructor. So if you go to CDS and you see little old short lady, tell her that her gremlin said hi. She'll know what you're talking about. Then, like with the equipment, 10 speed, they're all 10 speeds. They're all single axle, drive axle Freightliners with a cab, sleeper on it. Because is what you'll do is mostly two students will go out with one instructor over the road. One sits back in the sleeper berth, watching the other student learn how to shift, stuff like that, listening to the instructor. Your maneuvers, they'll work with you. They'll walk right there beside you. You're not allowed to go out of first gear while you're in the driving range, and you're not allowed to give it any fuel. That's because the instructor, if you need to, he'll walk right along with you, or he'll even climb up on the side of the tractor with you and give you pointers as you're backing up and as you're maneuvering the tractor. I'd recommend the school. Some of the things that I like the instructors. I like the atmosphere. Some things that, could be worked on while you're there at the driving range. There's a construction equipment office mobile trailer there. They have no real power. They have a generator there if they need it. And they have porta-johns. They have 2 porta-johns for bathrooms. They could work on their driving range, the facilities, make it a little bit easier, more comfortable. I know you're not there to hang around, sit in the office. You're learning there to drive the trucks and whatnot. But still, you're outside. If it's raining, instead of sitting underneath of a 10 by 10 pop-up yard party tarp that they have, to have something more comfortable. But other than that, school's great. I would recommend it. They will help you find a job. They bring in recruiters all the time. Like I talked to Werner. I talked to McElroy. I talked to Stevens Transport. Who else did I talk to? There was a couple of TMC. I don't recommend TMC. Just on a personal, from what I've investigate your trucking companies. That's all I'm going to say. Investigate your trucking companies. YouTube, reviews, check them out. So, with the driving company that I am going to go to is Transport America. As a matter of fact, I'm in the process now of packing up all my stuff and going to orientation here in the next couple days. I'll be down, or actually I'll be up in Indianapolis, Indiana for a week for orientation, and then I'll be out with a trainer driver for 4 to 6 weeks. It's 160 or 180 hours of driving or truck time. 140, I believe, is actual time behind the steering wheel. So basically, you got 140 hours of drive time and like 30 to 40 hours of watching your trainer drive, learning how to run the Qualcomm, paperwork, all that good stuff. One good thing about Transport America is while you're on training, you're not running that truck as teams like a lot of your other big carriers are doing now, where you're training, your trainer's in the sleeper berth, taking his 10-hour break, and you're driving. So now, hey, you have a jam or something up here that you're not familiar with or really know how to handle. So now you have to address that, plus wake your trainer up and say, hey, I got a situation up here. No, that's not good in my book. So that's why I went with Transport America, because once the students' hours are up, the only time that the trainer will actually drive is if we still need to get to our safe spot for the rest of the sleep or take a break, or 10-hour break. But basically, when my hours are up, truck's done. They're not worried about mileage or truck productivity when they're training. They're more worried about training. So right now I'm going with Transport America. Then seeing how it goes. I will be having, I don't know how often I'll be putting videos out, but I will be making videos and showing you everybody my training and whatnot. So be looking out for them. Don't exactly know when I'll be getting those out, but I'll try to get those out at least one video a week, hopefully. Now I can't promise anything, but I'll do my best to get them out. So with that being said, I know this is a bunch of rambling and jambling on. So if you got any questions, comments or concerns, list them down below. And if I get enough questions, I will make a question and answer video. So if you have questions, put them down below, and if I get enough of them, I'll make a question and answer video. All right, so everybody be safe. Keep keep an eye on family, keep in touch with them, especially during this tough times. We will get through it. And if you happen to see a driver at a truck stop, he's walking along, tell him thank you. We are one of the few group that are out on the front lines keeping America going. Bring them a sandwich, snacks, because now during this time it is harder for drivers to find places to eat, and there are a lot of restaurants and stuff that are starting to adapt to the truckers and their lifestyle. So other than that, be happy, be safe. If you see a Transport America truck on the road, chances are that might be me. So I'll give you all a toot on the old air horn, let y'all know, hey. So, in all short, be safe, be strong, be kind, keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up. Alrighty, this is Uncle Redneck coming at you from the office, and I will see you on the next video.